Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing the scav run number 4. In the last video we managed to escape the area with Scorchy. He was the last man standing of my Bear PMC team. And it's still not a campaign, but I wanted to do a follow-up mission. So the scenario here is that I will be spawning somewhere in that board, and since my whole team has been killed, I need to reach out to a military camp to try to find a radio to contact a command to try to extract from the area, from Tarkov. But now, for now, we manage, after the mission, after the scav run 3, we managed to reach out to the safe zone, where we can go to the different traders and sell our stuff. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to sell some stuff, have a look at what is available in at the traders, and yeah, we'll look at build some better gear. Also, we sustained 2 injury in the last mission, so one pretty bad on the head and also one pretty bad on the torso. So we need to heal ourselves during that phase. But yeah, first I'm going to move that on the side and yeah, let's unveil the card together. Okay, so I've moved things a bit. Right now, this is the cards I still want to keep. First, before going into that new mission, I will need to eat, so I will eat that army crackers that will allow me to go back into a mission. This is a role mostly for the campaign, but just for the roleplay I want to use it now. So it just eaten, it will be able to be deployed in that next mission. Here is all the stuff I'm going to sell. Also, right now we have an armor that is pretty great, and it has a pretty low inventory space. And here we have a really cool armor. It's the same level of armor, but it doesn't have any space, so maybe we'll have a look at buying a chest rig. But yeah, we'll see. We'll need also to heal ourselves. So right now we have that AI 2 medkit. So I'm going to first use that to heal myself just 1 point on the head. I'm going to remove that. So now let's start by unveiling some cards. I'm going to start by the really high-end stuff. So 2 cards from Peacekeeper, 2 cards from Mechanic. Okay, so what do we have here? We already have one cool vest, 24, which is twice the inventory space of the MBAV, so that's pretty cool. It's not super expensive, so I might buy that. That 4 reduce, definitely not that. Here, in terms of weapon, we are already pretty good. We have that Colt M4, which is really great, and we have that Remington R11. So yeah, I'm not going to buy any of those weapons. Going to put that on the back, on the deck. Just going to have a look at what is available here on Jaeger's weapon deck. So we have a cool DMR, but yeah, nothing better compared to what we have here. I was trying to look if we could have a 3+ lethality weapon that have a silencer, but we did not find one, so we could take a pistol instead of the Remington. Yeah, no, let's leave it like that, and I'm going to put back, actually I've placed it on top of the deck, but it should go towards the bottom, like those 2 cards, so we don't see them in the next mission. So now let's have a look at Ragman. Oh, killer headset. Okay, so some pretty cool stuff in there too. And finally Skyer. Skyer, he have 4 cards. Okay, so nothing interesting from Skyer, nothing interesting from Ragman. We have that vest that we are going to buy. So first off, I'm going to sell that, pick up the money and fill the money sheet up. Okay, so we are at 27 after selling all those cards. So I'm going to put all of these somewhere around here. I'm going to buy that for 14, so 10, 14. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to remove that, equip that vest, equip that X-Grid armor, and I'm going to sell that for also 14, so actually I'm back on 27. My headset here has been destroyed in the last mission. To repair it, I need to pay half the price of the item, so here it's 6. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here I'm just repairing that helmet. Now I need to heal myself, so I will draw cards from Therapist. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh my god, yes! We just found one of the best healing items in the game, which is that Grizzly First Aid Kit. It can heal a lot, as you can see here. It can heal 8 injuries, but it costs it's very expensive. I only have 21. I will need to sell some ammunition. So what's the price of ammunition? So 3 ammo is $2. So in times, let me do the math. Okay, so I'm selling 18 ammunition. Based on that chart, it will give me 12 money. So 12, so 10 plus 2. Okay, so now we can buy that Grizzly for 22. So these 2. So that's perfect. Now we can heal yourself. So we can remove 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that means that 1, 2, 3. Putting that here. Okay, so that Grizzly First Aid Kit can still heal quite a lot, so that's great. And we have 1 grenade. We sold all those ammunition. There is also one rule that I'm going to place on screen right now. When you have a low team, you can also do that in the in any scav run or in the campaign. You can pay some other soldiers to join you. You can pay scavs, raider scav or PMC to join your team. Right now, I only have $11. I can sell that backpack for 32. That will allow me to have a bit more money to buy some stuff. So that's maybe what I'm going to do actually. Let me pause a moment to think of that. Okay, so yeah, let's try that. I'm going to sell that big backpack for $32. So 1, 2, 3, 32. Now I will need to pay 20 to buy, basically to pay a PMC to join me. So 1, 2. So that's 20. We still have $23. So let's grab the character sheet for that new soldier. Okay, so that's the new guy that will join my team. His name is Scrab, and he's another cool miniature from Turn-Based Miniature equipped with that shotgun. So that's the guy that is going to join me. I'm going to give him the Remington. And yeah, right now we have the Remington. We need to buy some rifle ammunition. So rifle ammunition, 1 ammunition costs $1. So I'm going to buy 10 ammunition. Yeah, let's try 10. So that give him that number of ammunition. And since we are super low on ammunition, I'm going to go to the Skyer deck to build some stuff. So, actually, whoa, we are pretty cool. We can buy an armor for $6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can buy a chest rig for $3. 1, 2, 3, and we still have $4, and the 2 headsets here are too expensive. Actually, let's just sell one ammunition that will give me $1 back, and here I will buy that Hunter helmet. And we are good to go. Oh, okay, so that's perfect. It doesn't have any medical equipment. We'll need to rely on Scorch to heal him. I'm going to give him the grenade. And yeah, that's our team for our next mission. And yeah, let's get started on that new mission. So now that the team is set up, let's get started with the mission. and there is one dice on each of the potential entry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to roll a die to check where I'm going to be deployed. Actually, I'm going deployed on the 1, so just over here. I'm going to roll it to define the extract, and the extract will be here. So we need, I will spawn my guys, move towards the objective, and I will come back over here to extract the team. Let's deploy the team. The team has been set up. Let's have a quick look at the board. So here we have a camp where we can find some loot. We have one enemy potential on the hill here. We have that crash helicopter with 2 military crates. There are a lot of potential enemy moving around. Here we have a house where we can loot the car and maybe what's inside the house. There is another camp here, and there is that military camp. We'll have a closer look when we get closer to it with my team. So that's it. Let's move on to the first turn. The first turn I'm going to move my guys following that cliff over here. So I'm going to move 6 inches following the cliff. Here there are these potential enemy token here that might see my team, so I'm going to check that token, the direction he's facing. And he's not facing me right now, so that's fine, he doesn't see me. There are no other potential enemy token actually. Yep. Since I'm going to be playing in the middle of the board, that's going to be a bit tough. So there are that potential token where we might have line of sight on it. So let's check the range. So the range is 15. My team are professional, they detect on a 5+. A 4 they don't detect it. And let's check the direction that token is facing to see if they are looking at me. They are not, so we are good. So that's it for my movement. I'm going to move all the enemy placement token now. Just so you know, I'm going to take one scatter dice and one standard dice, and for each of them I'm going to roll the 2 dice. And here that token is moving 4 inches in that direction, just until the edge of that cliff. That actually makes them closer to me. And I'm going to right away look for the range, 13. Maybe they actually detected me, so 13. They are militia, so they detect on a 6. And they detect me. Oh my god, okay. So not a good news. I'm glad I filmed that with you. Okay, I forget to shuffle the deck since the last mission, so I'm going to shuffle that and I'm going to draw 1 card. Okay, the deck has been shuffled, let's draw 1. Empty. Okay, so nothing on that token. I can remove that one. So I'm going now to do the same for all the other placement token, and if something comes up, I'm going to show it what happened. Nothing particular for the enemy, we jump onto turn 2. Turn 2 we start with a Fog of War, we start on 6. For no Fog of War, we can move on to the movement phase. Movement phase, I'm going to do the same movement following the cliff here. I'm going to move 6 inches. I'm just going to be facing the left because there are a lot of potential tokens. That's a tough one because I'm really not in cover actually. It's hard to because as you can see here there are a lot of tokens in the open, not a lot of cover in that wooded map. There is also that token that I would like to unveil. Let's actually just play it safe. I'm going to enter the woods here, move through the woods, and go behind that rocks here, just to have the cover of the rocks, and to have line of sight on that one, just So move that a bit, something like that. Okay, so something like that, to have line of sight on the one here, so we can now check if we detect that one. So it's roughly 11 inches. 11 we detect on a 3+, and we don't detect it. Let's check if they detect me. Militia, they detect on a 5+. And they also don't detect me, so we need to check that next turn. That's it for this movement phase. We can jump onto the movement for the enemy, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, so there are a lot of enemy movement on that side, but the one in front of me move a bit on the left, so he's not facing me, so that's great. We can jump onto next turn. Next turn, we switch to the 5, rolling a die, and that one is break. A 3, no fog of war. So let's try again if I detect the token before moving. So I'm detecting again, they move actually away from 1 inches, it was 11, and now we are at 12. And we detect on a 5+, but I forgot to roll, we have 2 guys that can detect it. A 2 and a 2, so I don't detect that before my movement, so I will need to get closer. So what I will do is, I will do a tactical move. I will do a tactical move. I have an agility of 5 and 4 and 5 on my 2 guys. Yeah, let's do that. I will do a tactical move. 4 inches instead of 6. That will push me just towards the tree. I will get the cover of the tree. Let's just get a bit closer so you see a bit better where I'm at. So I'm getting closer, so here I definitely unveil what is on that card, on that token. So what do we have here? It's again empty, so nothing over here again. But here there are 4 enemy tokens. Since I did the tactical move, I'm basically crouching. But still, potentially enemy can see me. There are 4... that one may not see me. There are 4 tokens, there are 3 tokens that may see me. So I'm going to roll the 3 tokens, for the 3 tokens to see if they detect me. So let's say they detect on the 5+. I'm going to start with that one. A 2, the second one. A 4, the third one. Okay, so none of them detected me, so we are good for this turn. Checking this one is a bit too far to see me. Yeah, I think we should be good for that turn. Now let's jump onto the enemy movement. So there is just that one here that moved and that came closer to me, so I'm going to roll again for detection on that one. Checking the range, it's within 10. Within 10, it should be, yeah, it should be a 5+. So let's roll for that. And a 4, so that token don't detect my team. We are good for that turn. End of the movement, we jump onto next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card again. On a 4, a 6 we have a Fog of War card. Clock Ticking, applying dawn to dusk transition. Actually I'm not using nighttime and daytime rule. I done that card for people that want to use daytime and nighttime, but I'm not playing with that, so just going to draw one more card. This turn, every model gets a +2 in to their defense stats. Okay, so there is some fog, and there are some, yeah, everyone gets a better defense. Thankfully, no gunfight planned for that turn, so we can jump onto that turn. Actually, no, I don't know. It's at the start of a new turn, so yeah, I still don't know. We'll see. So where do we want to move our team? Getting a bit closer to the action. I'm going to move my team up on the right here. Yeah, probably going to do that. Where can this bring me? 6 inches? Yeah, I will need to do that. I will just move my team 6 inches in that direction. One guy looking in front, one guy looking on the back. Since I've moved and since that token was looking at that direction, I'm going to roll a die. On a 5+, it detects me, it doesn't, so we are good on that side. Yeah, not a lot of enemy on that side of the board. There are, I know, a couple of potential tokens in the camp, so we need to have a look at that. I will just need to move a bit my table. Thankfully it's on wheels, so I will move that a bit so I can go on the other side of my table to play towards that camp. So now I will just do the enemy movement, and if nothing happens, we can jump on to the next turn. Okay, so no particular movement for... Actually, yes, there is one. That one just moves 6 inches towards that direction, so not directly facing me. But I'm still going to just do a detection roll, 12 inches. So 12 inches, it's a militia, let's say they detect on a 6. Okay, so they detected me. What do we have here? Empty again. Okay, so 3 cards empty in a row. I promise I'm not cheating. So that's the end of the movement, that's the end of that turn. We can jump onto the next turn. For next turn, we start with a Fog of War card. It's back on 6, so I'm going to take 1 die, roll it, a 5, no Fog of War card. We are good that turn, so now we jump onto the movement phase, just grabbing the ruler. I'm going to move 6 inches towards the camp. So that's the look at that camp, and what I need to do in that camp is actually retrieve that radio that is over here, and after that going to the extract. In that military camp there are a lot of potential loot, so we have the 2 military vehicles, that crate here, and that crate here. So that's, yeah, a lot of potential loot, but there are two tokens here. There is also one at the entrance over here, so yeah, we'll see. So what do we want to do? We want to do just simple... Actually, I will maybe do a tactical move in case that one is an enemy facing us. So 4 inches. That will bring me roughly over here. Let's follow the cliff line. Okay, so 4 inches. Let's grab the ruler to check the range of that enemy. Okay, so here we are within 10 inches. So let's check the table here. 10 inches, I'm professional, I'm detect on a 3+. So actually I have 2 professional detecting a 3+. So 1 3, I detect what it is. Enemy level 1, finally some enemies. Okay, looking at the table, rolling a die, a 4, we have a single scav. So here I'm playing on that table, easy difficulty, 1 or 2 friendly soldier. So on the 4 there are only 1 scav that spawn over here. So I have all my scav here, I'm just going to grab one, place it over here. And let's actually together check just the direction that guy is facing. And actually he's facing me. He's kind of facing me. So let's see if... since I've detected him, let's say that it also detected me. Let's place him on the board. So that's the enemy scav that just spawned on that marker. It's a really deadly weapon. He's wielding a Nash 12, I think. It's like almost a 50 cal. It's a Russian weapon, but yeah, almost 50 cal. And yeah, I will need to kill him right away because he is going to be deadly if he tries to shoot at me. So, but before that, let's jump onto the movement for all the tokens. There are just two I want to do with you guys. Okay, so there is that one inside the camp. Going just to move a bit things. Two, so this one is not moving, and that one is going back 2 inches in the camp. Yeah, I'm going to do the other off screen and we can jump onto the shooting phase. End of the movement, nothing particular happened this turn. We can jump onto the combat phase. Just moving back on that side of the board. So we have a scav. I'm going to fire with my Colt M4A1. Just taking the scav card closer. I'm going to do 2-shot rapid fire. So let's grab some attack and defense dice. So 2-shot, a 6 and a 2. I have a grip that allows me to reroll 1 die when rapid fire. So I'm going to reroll the 2. A 6 and a 4, perfect. Compact red dot, am I in the first range interval of 16 of that weapon? Yeah, the range was 10 I think, so yeah, we are definitely in the range. So we benefit from +1 of the compact, +1 of the red dot, +1 of the laser, -1 because of the rapid fire, but that's still a +2. So shooting stat of 6. Here we have 12. We have a 14. The enemy can't beat that one. The enemy has a defense of 2. Let's say he have high ground, so he benefit from a +1 in cover. So let's say he have a 3. Even if he roll a 6, that will give him a 9 in defense, so there is no way he beat that one. And for that one, I think he also have no way to beat that one. 6 + 4, that's a 10. Plus the 2 accessory, that's a 12. The enemy also can't beat that one. So the first bullet automatically touch him. The second bullet kills him. So that one here is killed. So that's it. End of the shooting phase. I'm going to remove 2 bullets from my M4. I need to remember that I have to reload every turn when I'm not shooting, to not be in the situation we was in the last scav run where I had to switch to the secondary weapon. Anyway, that's the end of the combat phase. We jump on to next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War. On a 5. On a 5, we have a new Fog of War card. Ooh. PMC squad. 1d6 + 1 PMC enter the area from a random table edge. They will move toward the opposite side of the board. Ooh. Okay, so let's first check how many PMC. So 1d6, 1 + 1, that means 2 PMC enter the board. From a random table edge, so let's say that there are 4 edges, so on the 1 it will be here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and on the 5, 6 I'm going to reroll. On the 2, so they're going to be deployed over here. Just to select where they are going to deploy, on the 1 it will be here, on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, so 2 PMC will be deployed over here. Let's grab them and place them on the board. So that's the 2 USEC PMC that just spawned on that side of the board. So that might spice things up, because they might engage some of the tokens that are towards the middle of the board. They are heading, actually let's say that they are also heading towards the military camp. Maybe they have the same mission as me. So yeah, that's their goal, and I'm just will be using the Zablan doctrine to move them around, to see if they move in the open, to move to see if they move if they do some tactical move. But yeah, that's the end for the Fog of War card. Now we jump onto the movement phase for my team. So where we need to get closer to that camp, there are a lot of stuff to loot in it. So I'm going to move 6 inches toward the camp. That guy too will move 6 inches. I'm just switching for him to look at the camp here, so that one will be able to reload. Next, enemy movement. So let's check this one, what this one will do. So 3 inches not moving. Let's check this one. I'm filming a bit close. Sorry about that. It's because of my ceiling. So 3 inches in that direction. That direction is straight towards the cliff. So let's say that instead he will move 3 inches to try to go on top of the cliff. So moving in that direction. I'm going to do the same for all the other, and we can jump on to next turn. Actually, yeah, let's move the enemy placement, and after the USEC team. I've moved all the placement token. Here, those two that were really in front of the USEC team move in the back and in the back in that direction. So I'm going to now check where the PMC will go. They will move toward Zablan with the Zablan doctrine. So a 1 and a 5. It's a careful move and shoot. So careful. They are doing tactical move. They want to stay in cover, so they just, let's say that they are moving toward that wood area here. Okay, so checking the range, they probably have line of sight on that one and on that one. Yes, so that one here they will detect on a 4+. They don't detect. The second guy also don't detect, and that token here a 5, so they detect that one. What do we have here? Empty, so nothing over here. Damn it. Nothing over here. So that's the end of that turn. No shooting. I'm going to reload my weapon, placing back the 3 ammo in my vest and placing back on my gun a full magazine. We are jumping onto a new turn, back on 6, start with a Fog of War card. A 3, no Fog of War, we jump onto the movement phase. Okay, so movement phase, yeah, I'm going to move 6 inches, that will push me towards here, ready to enter the camp. I'm just basically stacking up, and let's check what the enemy here will do and where are my scattered dice. It's here. Okay, so sorry, a 2, but he's not moving, so no movement for the first one, and for the second one here also no movement. Going to move all the other tokens plus the PMC, and we can jump onto the next turn. Okay, so on my side of the board, that placement token in the middle of the screen here just move and have a line of sight on my team. So I'm going to do just a detection roll to see if they detect me. It's roughly over here. So they detect on a, let's say on a 5+. A 3, they don't detect me. So here we have that token that moved toward the USEC team. Here I'm not going to roll detection, I'm going to just draw one card, and it's a Raider Scav team. Okay. Raider Scav, rolling one dice, a 5. So we have 2 Raider Scav that just spawn. A 5 will be... actually no, it's just 1 Raider Scav Sniper. Sniper spawn on the highest and closest point to the token over here. So in that case, that point here will be something high. Yeah, let's say that a sniper just appear over here. Let's place him. So here is the Sniper Scav that just spawned on the board. What else does the card say? Okay, no, nothing. It's not a Fog of War. It's sorry, my bad. It's an enemy that spawned, so it was that placement token. Can remove that. Okay, I still didn't move the USEC PMC team, and I will say that they don't see the sniper since he's in pretty good cover, as you can see here. So they just will do their tactical move in the woods, moving toward the other 2 tokens that we have here. So they are just doing their tactical move. I'm sorry for the camera. Hard to place down miniature in that terrain. Okay, so where they are over here. And the sniper. So the sniper have a really good line of sight on them. They will just get a +1 in defense because of the vegetation, but he will definitely fire at those enemies. And yeah, that's the end of my movement, at least. We can jump onto combat phase. The combat phase, we just have the Sniper Scav here that will fire at the PMC. So Raider Scav. Raider Scav, he will do standard shot, a 2, plus a shooting stat of 4, that's a 6, plus 1 because he's in high ground. That's a 7. You have a scoped rifle, but yeah, that's only for the second range interval. So yeah, that's a 7. So here we have a 7. Rolling defense now. Where is my defense dice? So yeah, rolling defense now for the PMC. Taking the PMC card. PMC have a defense of 1 plus 1 because they are in that wood area, so rolling defense. Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the Raider Scav missed his shot, so he was just firing and that just missed the guy in the woods over here. So that's great. That's great for the PMC, not for me, because I want them to kill each other, so we are safer when we come back and there are less enemy to care about. But yeah, that's the end of that combat phase. No more combat since the USEC PMC was not facing that threat. We can jump onto next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War, jumping on a 5. 3, no Fog of War card this turn. So let's just move towards the camp now. So as you can see here, we have 1 token in the middle of the camp. So I'm just going to move 6 inches with my guy and place the 2 guys at the entrance of the camp. So we can unveil that token. That token is empty again, damn it. So no enemy here. There are still 1 potential enemy on the right. Okay, so that's it for me. We jump onto the movement phase for the enemy placement token. Since they heard some firefight, they will move toward the direction of the gunshot. So I have one token roughly here, he will move toward here. We have two tokens that will move towards the shot, and they will actually detect that USEC team over here. So let's just draw two cards here for the two tokens. We have a PMC team and a Raider Scav team. Whoa, la, 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 la. Okay, so that's let's roll to see what we have. So for the PMC team, for the PMC, rolling a die, a 5, so we have one PMC. And for the Raider, a 6, we have Ryan Raider Scav and another Raider Scav Sniper. Okay, so let's place that on the board. Okay, so first off, the sniper just spawned on that cliff over here, facing the direction of the token. Here, it should spawn like that. So one Scav, Raider, another one, and here it should be that single PMC, but all those three groups are hostile to each other, and it will be weird that those two tokens were just next to each other without fighting each other. So I'm going to try to just roll that die to define the direction they are moving. So this one, let's say it was just here, and that one, yeah, it's a bit hard to say, but let's say instead that that one was toward that area. So at least this way it's yeah, it's a bit more logical. We had one PMC that was hiding in the rocks, and we had that Raider Scav that just heard the gunshot, and he is indeed moving toward the gunshot. So that's the end of the movement. No other movement for me. We jump. Actually, still we have the movement for that USEC team. So the first guy have a pretty good line of sight on the Raider in front of him. The second Raider, the second PMC will just move towards, just toward that tree, just to try to engage with the Scav sniper we have here. And yeah, we can jump onto combat phase, just checking who has the initiative. It fits the Raider or the PMC. So on a 1, 2, 3 it will be the Raider, and on 4, 5, 6 the PMC. So on 1, 2, 3 the Raider here, so the sniper here, and the sniper also there will engage first. The first Scav, Raider Scav, will fire first shot. So here we have a 5, Raider Scav again have a shooting stat of 4 plus 5, that's a 9, plus 1 because he have high ground, that's a 10. Rolling now defense for the PMC, a 6, plus 2 in defense, that's an 8, plus 1 because of the cover of the tree, that's a 9. The Raider Scav still wins. So let's check the casualty table. So the sniper is equipped with a similar that have a weapon similar to this one with a 3 plus lethality. So checking lethality, 4, weapon is lethal, just fire and kill that first PMC here. So now we have the second Raider sniper. So he will do the same thing, he will fire at the PMC, a 6 plus 6, where is his stat card? 6 plus 4, that's a 10, plus 1 of the high ground, that's an 11. Checking defense, a 3, that bullet also touched that second PMC. Checking casualty, lethal on a 3 plus, it's not lethal. Checking the wound, a 2, oh it's just a medium wound. The model is stunned for 2 turns and suffer -2 to its move and agility stat. So that guy here is just stunned for 2 turns and is injured. Okay, so that's it. Now we move on to the combat phase for the USEC team. That USEC soldier will fire at that Raider Scav. So he will do. He have a carbine. On a 1, 2, 3 it's a standard fire, on a 4, 5, 6 it's a rapid fire. A 6 plus 2, that's an 8. No, that's a 6 and a 2, never mind. He is stunned, so all his stats are reduced to 1, including his shooting stat of 5. So basically here we have a 7 and a 3. Rolling defense on the 7. A 2 plus a defense of 2, that's a 4, so that first bullet touched him. Rolling defense on that 3. So that second bullet doesn't touch him. So now let's check lethality. He's equipped with a carbine, so similar to that, lethal on a 4+. It's 6, it's lethal, so that USEC PMC here in the woods killed that Raider Scav. So that's the end. Now let's check what this bear PMC, so it's another group of PMC not friendly with that one. So let's check the Zaplan Doctrine to see what this guy will do. So a black and a white dice, a 4 and 4. So let's have a look at the table. A 4 and 4 reckless. So reckless, move and shoot. Trying to focus. Reckless. So he doesn't really care a lot about cover. So if he's reckless, he will try to engage that other PMC. So we'll just move maybe toward here, just to for the PMC to not be in cover of the pine tree. And he will do what? On a 1, 2, 3 standard fire, and a 4, 5, 6 a rapid fire, so a standard fire. He's equipped with an SMG. It's trying to focus, please. It's a PP Vintiaz. So actually, since he has an SMG, it will be more logical for him to do a rapid fire, like 3 shots. So let's grab a 4 dice. He will do rapid fire. Oh, look at that. 3-1. What's the chances to roll 3-1? Anyway, that's it. Roll of defense now for the USEC PMC in the woods. You have only a defense of... so first off, the PMC that is attacking the bear have a shooting stat of 5 plus the 1, that means that here we have 3, 6. Now the PMC in the woods area have a defense of only 1 because he is stunned. So the first roll, 3 plus 1 in defense, that's a 4, that means that first one touch him. And since that PMC was already injured, that PMC is automatically killed. Okay, so a lot of gunfight on that area, a lot. So that's it for that turn. We can jump finally onto the next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card on a 4, on a 1, no Fog of War. Let's jump onto the movement phase for my team. So I'm going to move over here to, let's say I'm moving 6 inches to detect what we have, what we have on that token, while that other guy is grabbing the radio. We have line of sight. Let's check what we have here. So we unveil those two. Empty again, my god. I really don't find anyone on that map. It's crazy. So I grab the radio. That's my objective done. And I will also loot that crate. But first let's take care of the movement and shooting for the other guy on the board. So, let's say that the 2 snipers enter Overwatch on a 5+. Okay, so they are in Overwatch. That means that if that guy will move, since he will do, they will fire at him. So, yeah, if I were him, let's say that I know that there is a sniper in this area, so I'm not going to move toward here. I know also there is a sniper behind me, so I will try to get in cover behind those pine trees. and here that will unleash, that will trigger the overwatch from that sniper. So let's trigger the overwatch. 4, it's a Raider Scav, shooting stat of 4, that's an 8, +1 because of the high ground, but -1 because of the overwatch, that's still an 8. Checking defense. A 2 plus a 2 in defense for my PMC, that's only a 4. So that's not enough, that means that that bullet touched me. Lethal on a 3+, a 5, it's lethal. That sniper just killed that guy. Okay, so that's pretty bloody. We have 2 snipers to take care. Yeah, that's going to be a mess. Next up, we have that token here that will move toward the gunfight. We have some other token that I will move also toward the gunfight. And we can jump onto the looting for me. So I'm going to loot 1 military crate. That one. So black and white dice. A 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6. So 1 weapon from Prapor plus 3 magazines. So Prapor. Oh, 1 sniper rifle plus 3 magazines with it. So that's great. 1, 2, and 3. And who looted that one? It's Scorch. So Scorch comes with 2 magazines. Okay, so that's great. End of the looting for me. I grabbed the radio. I can now go toward the extract. Yeah. So that's the end of the combat phase. We jump onto the next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card. We jump to 3. 3, we have a new Fog of War card. Cloud of Smoke. Fire is spreading in a nearby district. A thick cloud of acrid smoke spread quickly and invade the streets, obscuring the view of all models located outside. Until the end of the game, detection range and weapon range interval are divided by 2. Okay. Okay, so I will need to remember that. Detection range and weapon range are divided by 2. Okay, that's going to be tough. Okay, new turn, we jump onto the movement. Movement. I have the dead body that I can loot, plus a lot of military stuff. So let's go toward that crate. That guy will move to try to loot the dead body over here. What else? On that side we don't have anything else happening. We just have placement token that will move. We still have 2 snipers. Let's check the direction that one is facing. Still facing that same direction, and the other one, we just look towards here. Okay, so that's it. End of the movement. Nothing else happened. No gunfight. I will loot. So I'm in contact with 1 crate actually. So let's come back over here. Again, a 6 and a 4. I found something. A 6 and a 4. It's 1 card from Fence. So grabbing that one. 1 smoke grenade for Crab. Jumping on to the next turn. Next turn we start again at 6. A 1, no Fog of War. I'm going to move my guy. So this one will be looting that dead body on top. That one will loot the back of that military truck. So again here, no specific movement except some token moving around. There is one here, there is one on the camp, one there. So yeah, let's check what we are finding. First on the military vehicle, a 3 and a 3. I think we found nothing here. A 3 and a 3, we found nothing. But I also loot one dead scav. Okay, so for the scav, we have one card from Prapor. Oh, cool. One AKSU. Comes with it 1 and 4, 0 fence, and on a 5-6, 1 card from fence. So nothing from fence. How many magazine? 4, that means 2 magazine for the assault rifle, for the carbine. Then we have the card from Therapist. So as you can see here, just rolling. Ah, it's 4. Ah, give me back my dice. A 4, a 3-5, it will give me 1 card from Therapist. Okay, so a cool medikit. Then we have 1d2 from Skyer. A 5, that means 2 cards from Skyer, which is great. I need a backpack, please. Okay, so no backpack. No backpack. Yeah, that's it. And after that, we have also some junk. A 1, that means 0 junk. Okay, so that's what we found. I can't take any of those two because I don't have enough space on me. I have 24. Here I already have 6. Plus 4, that's 10. I can take 14. I will take the AKSU. And the medikit, plus the 2 magazine, and that's and here I'm full. So here I'm completely full. I can't take those 2. I could try to come back with my other guy to grab the loot, but yeah, I will. Yeah, let's leave it on the side for now. I may want to grab them with my second guy because it's a better vest and it's a better armor. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. I will just move the enemy placement token. There is actually one placement token that might see my guy here on the left. So I'm just going to roll 1 die, and on a 6, that placement token may detect me. A 3, he did not. So we are good for that turn. We jump on to next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card again, jumping from 6 to 5. A 3, no Fog of War, jumping onto the movement. Movement, that guy will loot. Yeah, he will loot that crate. Here that guy will just come back on his feet. He will move towards that vehicle, and that guy will move to try to take the better vest and the better armor on this enemy dead body. Okay, so that's it. We'll just grab the scatter dice and move the enemy placement token. Okay, so on that side we still have a few enemy placement tokens. We have 2 here in the middle, we have 2 here on the cliffs. There is one that just moved from behind the chopper to here, plus there is 1 here, and again 1 here, plus the 2 snipers on the hill, so that's still a lot of enemy to care about. But jumping on to that turn, I'm going to loot that military crate. So black and white. A 5 and 3, I might find something actually. Placing that on the side. A 5 on the black and a 3, it's, oh, again 1 card from Prapor. So 1 card from Prapor, it's a Molot VPO, plus 2 magazines for that assault rifle. It's Crab that found it, and you have a way better rifle, so we'll just, we'll just skip that weapon, you don't need that. So that's the end of that turn. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn, Fog of War card on a 4. New Fog of War. All clear, Charlie Mike, continue mission, back on 6. So, movement phase. That guy will move to try to go towards the vest and the armor. This guy will loot that military truck. Let's check what he found. A 6 and a 5, so something again. A 6 with the black dice. The 6 and a 5, one card from Ragman. Oh, that is great. Oh, a cool chest rig. A cool chest rig, but it will be cooler for Crab since I already have one that gave me 24. So I'm going to also leave that on the side for Crab to try to pick it later on. Okay, so that's it. That's it for me. Going to move the enemy and we can jump onto the next turn. Jumping on next turn, we have a Fog of War on a 6, a 5, no Fog of War. Yes, jumping on to the movement phase. So we have one cool vest in it, but Crab will move towards that guy, and here I'm going to move toward the extract. And here I'm just going to jump off from the cliff. So Crab will just, the Black Rock, he won't loot that, he will just remove those two items and take the two new ones. Just to show you here that armor, it's the two of them are -1 on lethality roll and -1 on casualty roll, but that armor on the top break on a 2+, and that one break only on a 4+, so that one is a bit better. That one. And here the vest, that one give only 8 of infantry's place, that one 10, so that one is a bit better. Okay, so dropping those cards, we are good to go. End of the movement for me. I will do the movement for all the placement token and we can jump on to next turn. End of the movement, we have some token moving around, jumping onto the new turn, switching from 6 to 5. A 3, no Fog of War card. So let's get away from that camp and I will probably move just towards where I came from actually. So here I'm just jumping from that cliff and we just head toward the extract. So checking enemy movement for that token over here, for that second one. Okay, so both doesn't move, I'm going to move the others. Okay, so I'm just going to check the direction the sniper is facing, starting with that guy. So he's facing that direction. And that guy is in Overwatch. Now checking for the other sniper. Yeah, that won't make a lot of sense since he will be just looking at the cliff behind him, so rerolling that one. Okay, so he's looking at that direction. Okay, so that's it for this turn. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn we are starting with a Fog of War again, 4, a 1, no Fog of War card. Let's jump onto the movement. So 6 inches in that direction, 6 inches. Okay, so that's it for my movement. Again, I grabbed the radio. Now I need to extract here. I'm glad because most of the placement tokens are on that side, but still have one sniper here and there. And yeah, they might switch direction on every turn. So let's grab my scatter dice and roll for that. Okay, so that sniper is facing my guy, but he can't see anything because of all the trees, so we are good for now. And also that one turned a bit the direction he was facing, so yeah. Jumping on next turn. Next turn we switch from 4 to 3. A 3, new Fog of War card. All clear, Charlie Mike, continue mission, so we are good. I'm going to actually stay. Yeah, let's stay here. I'm going to move my team 6 inches. So something like that. Something like that. So let's check now if the sniper over here detected me. He's in Overwatch, he's not facing that direction, but he might just turn and shoot in the combat phase. So let's say that he detects me on a 5 or 6. A 2, it doesn't detect me. Let's check now if my soldier detected him. My soldier also detect on a 5 or 6, but there are 2 soldiers, so a 5. Okay, so my second guy here detected him. He will be able to fire at him. But do I really want to fire or not? That's a good question. If I'm firing, Crab doesn't have any silence weapon. He has the Remington. But yeah, that's a really big threat to have that sniper just on top of me. So yeah, I'm going to take the shot. So you have that Remington RSASS. He will do fire, a 5. A 5, what do we have here? 4x scope, +1 in second range interval. So here the first range interval, because of the smoke, it's divided by 2. So we are actually still in the first range interval, so we don't have that +1 in second RY. But we have +1 from the red dot and +1 from the laser sight. So that's great. I have -1 since I've moved that turn too. So we roll a 5. -1 because of the long arm, that's a 4. But +2 of the accessory, that's a 6. Yes, so we have a 6 plus a shooting stat of 4, that's a 10. Checking now defense on the enemy. Defense 5. It's a Raider Scav with a defense of 2. 5, 6, 7. He's in, let's say he's high ground and I can't see his full body, so let's give him 2 points in defense. So 5, 9. It's a 9. It's still not enough. I still touch him. So now check lethality. Lethal on a 3+. Oh, it's not lethal. Checking casualty. A 3. So it's not terrible. Serious wound. Oh, actually it's good. The model is injured and begins to bleed out and will die in 5 turns. So actually we are good. Let's check. He can't do anything else. He can't fire with his weapon, so he's just downed. And yeah, he will die in 5 turns, he's bleeding out. Okay, so we are good at least from that sniper, but now all the enemy on the board know where I am, and they will be facing me. But yeah, let's see what happened. That's the end of that combat phase. We jump on to next turn. Next turn, starting with a Fog of War card. Okay, on a 6. A 2, no Fog of War card. Jumping on to the movement for my team. I will move 6 inches in that wood area. Let's see if that triggered the sniper. Actually still can't see me, so that will be for next turn. Okay, so now I'm going to move 1d6 placement token towards me, toward where I fired. So 1d6 4 enemy placement token, so the 4 closest one. So we have that one that will move 6 inches towards me. We have that one. We have that one here. And number 6 will be that one. I'm going to grab it. So I've moved all the token, but I'm behind that rocks and behind all that tree, so no one can see me yet. I will need to rush toward the extract in the following turn because there are a lot of enemy advancing towards me. Anyway, that's the end of that turn. We jump on to next turn. 6, moving to 5. 5. A 5, new Fog of War card. Again, Charlie Mike, continue mission. Okay, so... Yep. I don't have a lot of choice. Here we have a bit of an open space. I will move 6 inches here. And same thing with that guy. And actually I wasn't supposed to know the location of the sniper, and that actually triggered the sniper shot. So he's firing at my first guy, Scorch. Oh my god, 6. Ooh. Okay, so 6. Where is this card? Okay, card is here. You have a shooting stat of 4, so that's a 10. That's a 10. -1 because of the Overwatch. That's a 9. A 9. Checking defense. 1. Yeah, anyway, I'm injured. I receive a shot. Now we need to check which shot, which wound. You have a pretty lethal weapon. You have a sniper rifle. So the sniper rifle, it's the 3+ lethality table that we have here. So let's check the lethality. 13. Okay, 13. It's a shot on the upper torso. It's a serious wound. I'm bleeding out, but I have that great plate carrier, -1 to casualty roll. So instead of a 13, it jumped me just above on a medium wound to the torso. I'm stunned for 1 turn. So here we have, it's the 12, it's the upper torso medium wound. Upper torso, here we have 4 points of injury. So that's great because I'm not bleeding out. I still have -1 to all stat and I'm stunned for 1 turn. So this is not great. But yeah, that's it for this turn. That's it for the enemy triggered Overwatch. Now we jump onto the combat phase. This guy here, he was looking at roughly that direction that make the sniper in his 90-degree line of sight. So Crab here will fire at the sniper. Just remove the bullet from the other shot. So he will fire 1 time. A 2. Shooting stat of 5. That's a 7. Next, we have accessory 7, 8, 9. -1 because of the long arm, that's an 8. So we have an 8 here. Checking defense. Okay, so I miss him. 6 + 2 in defense, +2 because he's in really good cover. So that's really bad. That means that I missed the shot and the sniper can still see me touch. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyway, that's the end of... Actually here we still have some enemy potential here. So I'm going to unveil those 2 tokens in the order. So for the first one, what we have? We have empty, and for the second one, we have a level 1 enemy. And the level 1 enemy is a 2, it's just 1 single scav. So here we have empty, and we just have 1 single scav here. I'm going to just take 1 scav. Here we have, let's take one of the new one I just received. Yeah, let's grab that one. Painted by Little Ninja Painting Studio. So we have 1 scav, that heard a gunshot that arrives towards me, and this guy will move following the Zablan doctrine, a 4 and a 5, a 4 and a 5 flank, move, and if line of sight, shoot, if no line of sight, sprint. Okay, so if they want to flank me, he will move 6 inches, that will bring him over here, and he can actually fire at me. So the Scav will fire at the first enemy he can see, my injured Scorch. So 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire, so he's doing a standard fire. A 5, so that's pretty bad. A 5, yeah, shooting stat of 3, that's an 8. Okay, checking defense. Defense 6, oh, we are pretty good in defense. 6 plus 2, that's also 8. That means that bullet doesn't touch me. But yeah, there are still a lot of enemies. I'm going to unveil that token and that one just to see what we are dealing with. And I'm going to play the Zablan Doctrine with them. Again empty, and a level 3, so we have another PMC on the back. And one, it's just a single PMC. I'm going to place him on the board. Okay, so the PMC has just been added on the board. Now we are jumping on to the next turn. Next turn, we start with a Fog of War, so 6 to 5. 1, no Fog of War. So let's jump to the movement. I know we have a sniper here. I'm going to deploy in the movement tactical action. I'm going to deploy that smoke grenade. Yeah, that's the best I can do. I'm going to deploy just right in front of me, just to cover our move. Actually, yeah, let's deploy it over here. That way the smoke will allow us to get closer. That will buy us at least one turn. So, throwing a grenade, a 4 plus a shooting stat of 4, that's an 8. And I needed to score at least an 8, which is great. So that means that here we have that smoke grenade that block the line of sight on the sniper. So that's it for the tactical action. Now I will need to move my guy. We have that enemy that is on our back over here. We have that sniper. I will just... that guy is still stunned for this turn, so we will move 6 inches here. And that guy will also move 6 inches. And actually, yeah, let's place him directly. He will just run inside the smoke, and that guy is just covering the back. Something like that. Okay, so that's it. That's it for my movement. Now checking the who has the initiative, if it's the PMC or the Scav. On a 1, 2, 3 it's the PMC, on a 4, 5, 6 the Scav, so it's the PMC. The PMC have line of sight on that Scav over here, but he also have line of sight on me. I just saw that. So let's say on a 1, 2, 3 he will try to engage the Scav, and on a 4, 5, 6 he will try to engage me. And he will try to fire at my soldier. He will just move before that, so he will just move towards, let's say here, to be a bit in, not really in cover, but yeah, just getting a bit closer. He's armed with an MP5, so 1, 2, 3 it's a standard fire, and on a 4, 5, 6 it's a rapid fire. Okay, standard fire, a 3. Shooting stat, it's a PMC, shooting stat of 5, that's an 8. You have a red dot, but it's too far for that MP5, and actually he got a -1 because of the range. He's equipped with just an SMG, so it's a bit too far. So we are 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are at 7. We are at 7. Rolling defense. 6, yes. I beat that, so he just fire at me and miss me, and now I know that he is here. So that's it for the PMC, now checking for the scav here. Double 6. The Blind Doctrine, flank, move, and sprint. Okay, perfect. That means that he does not fire. He wants to flank me. That means that he will just move to try to flank me from that side, for example. He's just here. But he don't fire at me that turn, which is great. We jump onto the next turn. Next turn, 5 to 4. A 6, 1 new Fog of War card. Sniper, oh no, no! 1 turn until I reach the extract. Oh, that's crazy! Select randomly one of your model. This model received a wound. Roll a 20 face dice. Place a scav sniper on the highest point of the board that have line of sight on your injured model. No way! I was so close to just reach the extract. Okay, so I need first to select randomly one of my guys. So 1, 2, 3 it will be him. 4, 5, 6 it will be Crab. So it's Crab. 5. Okay, a 5. Okay, so checking lethality, checking the wound. 18. No. The sniper. With which table is it? And I did not mention that, but the sniper have a 3+ lethality weapon. That means it's this. Okay, it's very, very bad. Oh no, never mind. It should be an 18. 18, it should be heavy. The model is instantly unconscious. But I have an helmet. I have that helmet that tell me that I have -1 on casualty roll. That means it switched me to a 17. 17, it's a medium wound on the head, so a 6. So that's great. Medium wound, I'm stunned for 2 turns, -2 to all the stats. So that guy is stunned. That guy is not stunned anymore, by the way. So it's a pretty bad wound, but I'm not bleeding out. I'm not going to die right away. That armor is destroyed on a 3+. A 1, that armor is not destroyed, and also I needed to check for that armor. I've been shot earlier, and that armor is also not destroyed. So it's pretty bad, but thanks to my headset, if I didn't have the headset, I would be screwed, really. But here, it's actually not that bad. Okay, so we are here. The smokes, how many turns will last the smoke? Okay, so 2 turns, we are good for the smoke. And I need to place 1 scav sniper, it will be him. And to look at my guys, he will be just be placed over here. There are a lot of snipers in that game. Yeah, I guess it's the woods area, and in Tarkov there are always a lot of snipers in woods. So that's it for the Fog of War. We jump onto the movement phase. I'm stunned, but I still can move 6 inches. Is it enough to reach the extract? It's not. So, we still have that smoke here. I will do a tactical move with that guy. Just looking on my back, and Crab will do the same. We are just moving toward the extract. So here I have, no, I don't have line of sight on the scav, not yet, but I think, oh, actually, yeah, the scav on the background have line of sight on Crab in front, which is already injured, so we'll try to shoot at him without moving, and that guy can't fire at him since he can't see it. So that's it for my movement. Now we are checking 1, 2, 3, PMC go first. The PMC go first. They can't see me, so he will just he will just try to move in my direction, so we just try to move towards me. Next up, the sniper up here. Oh, he still can see us. Damn it, I didn't move well enough. So let's check the sniper first. Yeah, let's check if the sniper can really well see us or not. So sniper, yeah, he can still see Crab. Damn it, I didn't move well enough. So the sniper, he will do standard fire. Oh, 6. Okay, 6 +1 because you have high ground. It's a scav. That's a 10. 5 in defense. I can't beat that 10. That means I'm shot again. I'm shot again. Rolling a dice again. It's a 1. Ooh, we are good. It's a light wound. Yeah, okay, perfect. It's a light wound on the legs. Okay, so here we just receive a new wound. Here we are 6 +1, that's an 8. I can only sustain 1 more point of injury on Crab before getting killed. And actually here I have that scav that will also fire at Crab. 1, 2, 3 standard fire. Okay, standard fire. A 4. 4 shooting stat of 3, that's a 7. That's a 7. Rolling defense. Oh my god. Oh my god. 1, I have a defense of 2, that's only a 3. Oh no, I'm getting shot again. Okay. New injury. It's a 1 again. Oh yes! Yes, he just basically shot me in my second leg, so same injury. There is one custom rule that says that if you are getting shot twice on the same part, you are starting to bleed out. So here, if you look at the damage, I receive a 6 plus 2, 1, 7, 8, and each soldier can sustain up to 9. And they basically have 10 points of life. So here we are good. We are good. And that's basically the end of that turn. Yeah, that's basically it. And the sniper here, let's actually check what this guy will do. He won't just remain, he won't just remain like that, not crouch, like prone. So let's say that he raise and he will fire at Scorch. So a 5, shooting stat of 3, that's an 8. That's an 8. Okay, checking defense. 6, 7, 8. We are good. He missed his shot. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, he have a high-powered sniper rifle and we are really in close quarter. So yeah, that makes sense. So that's it for this turn. We start with a new turn with a Fog of War card. No Fog of War card. And for that last turn, we are just reaching the extract. My guy is terribly wounded, but I managed to reach the extract and we are good. To be honest, we didn't looted anything in that mission, but I guess it's because it's a wooded map, so nothing really to loot. And we have that guy here that is in really bad shape, but we managed to extract, which is really great. And yeah, I think that's it for that mission. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye everyone.